Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from PaulthePoke.com. Today's topic, there shall be 7 weeks showbread. Again, we're continuing in a series of posts from Daniel 9:25, Part B, there shall be 7 weeks. And we're looking at the initial 49 years of the 483-year period communicated from the angel Gabriel to the prophet Daniel. And this is the countdown to the Messiah. The city of Jerusalem has been rebuilt post-exile, and these events are covered in Nehemiah chapters 8 through 13. Israel has returned to God's law. The focus is temple worship service. And up first is the showbread or shewbread. And scripture reference is Nehemiah 10:33a for the showbread. So simply put, the term for showbread is bread in the original Hebrew. And it's the Hebrew term lechem. Word is also translated as food or meal. It is bread made from the grain of barley, wheat, or coin. And what I got over here on the left is a modern day replication by the Temple Institute. And they did this back in 2017. And they are going to put this in the third temple when it is rebuilt. This is what it's going to look like when the temple is rebuilt. And there's a view of their vision of the table of the showbread. And if you want to check this out a little further, you can scroll down here to this link, facebook.com, click on it, and they have a little brief story about the showbread and some more pictures of the table from different angles, but that's one that's just kind of a just general picture. If you're interested, click on that, check it out a little further. And we're going to take it the original source for the showbread. It comes from Leviticus 24, verses 5 through 9. You shall take fine flour and bake 12 loaves from it. 2/10 of an ephah shall be in each loaf. And you shall set them in 2 piles, 6 in a pile, on the table of pure gold before the Lord. And you shall put pure frankincense on each pile, that it may go with the bread as a memorial portion, as a food offering to the Lord. Every Sabbath day Aaron shall arrange it before the Lord regularly. It is from the people of Israel as a covenant forever. And it shall be for Aaron and his sons, and they shall eat it in a holy place, since it is for him a most holy portion out of the Lord's food offerings, a perpetual due. So it didn't look like this probably back in the day, but at some point, so you can count, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 2 is 12, loaf of bread in each one of those. And that's the idea. So 12 loaves of bread, 2 piles of 6. And the point of the bread is a memorial portion as a food offering to the Lord. Now, a lot of symmetry with the number 12 tribes of Israel, 12 disciples. We'll get into that in a second. The text makes it very clear this is to be done every week on the Sabbath by the descendants of Aaron or the Levites. The bread is to be arranged regularly. It is a covenant forever for the priests, and the bread is to be presented weekly as a perpetual due. So fast forward roughly 1,400 years or 1,440 years from Moses to Jesus. Christ is about to give the Pharisees more than they can handle. Jesus, of course, is going to choose the Sabbath to make a point. We're just going to read the scripture from Matthew 12, verses 1 through 7. At that time, Jesus went through the grain fields on the Sabbath. His disciples were hungry, and they began to pluck heads of grain and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said to him, "Look, your disciples are doing what is not lawful to do on the Sabbath." Jesus said to them, that's the he, "Have you not read what David did when he was hungry, and those who were with him, how he entered the house of God and ate the bread of the presence, which it was not lawful for him to eat, nor those who were with him, but only for the priests? Or have you not read in the law how on the Sabbath the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are guiltless? I tell you, something greater then the temple is here. And if you had known what this means, I desire mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. Now, he's referring to himself and the disciples as the guiltless. And the point's a simple one. If you're hungry, you can eat even on the Sabbath. You're not supposed to starve on the Sabbath. I mean, if you're hungry, come on. And the disciples were hungry. It's not illegal to eat on the Sabbath. But of course, the Pharisees wanted to make an issue of the situation, and Jesus chose to use the illegal and sinful example of King David. If you guys want to read that specifically, check out 1 Samuel 21 for the incident. The Cliff Notes: David lied and manipulated the situation. He wasn't honest. And then Christ also pointed out the hypocrisy of the priests. So Jesus, they thought they would trap Jesus. Well, Jesus pointed out, hey, the king you love so much wasn't honest. And then he also pointed out their history of hypocrisy. And let's not forget, Jesus is the Lord. The showbread is a food offering to the Lord. Now, the only crime Jesus committed is he broke the, quote, law of the Pharisees. And I say air quotes with the word law, their law. Jesus is not breaking the law by eating the showbread on the Sabbath. Taking care of your friends with provision is more important than following a man-made tradition, which that's exactly what this is. This is just a Pharisee tradition that they created, and Jesus broke that tradition. That's what he's guilty of. But, the stunner of the whole thing for the Pharisees would have been when Jesus told them, for the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. That's his calling card, the Son of Man. He's the prophet, and he's over the Sabbath. He has a direct claim to being God, so clearly they'd have spun out over that. But that's your bit on the showbread, and just find it fascinating that these things, that were discussed and communicated to Moses from God, 1,400 years roughly before Christ. And here we are 2,000 years the other side of Christ. So 3,400 years ago. And here we are in the early 21st century, and they've rebuilt the table of showbread, and they're ready to put this into service once the temple is back up and running. So if you're interested, please feel free to share with others, PaulthePoke.com. If you want to be a member, type in your email address right here, hit subscribe. You'll have notifications sent out every time we put something out. And this is going to continue to be categorized under angels, apostles, Daniel. Probably should put disciples down too. Didn't do that. These are the key words. People looking up these concepts hopefully will get directed to this article. So wishing you guys a great day. Hope everybody's having a good one. Take care. Bye.